Hello, Noel Keady here for Balbriggan News, and I'm just here with Kevin Tolan, who is a member of the Fingal Commemorative Society for many years now. A great society that helps remember these occasions and always plays their part. Just unfortunately, today is it's 100 years since the sack of Balbriggan, and the events that were planned couldn't go ahead. So I'm just gathering up people's feelings and emotions from the day that we can hopefully put them together and have a bit of a display. So, Kevin, you might tell us what you feel about today and your thoughts.
Thanks, Niall. Yeah, today is sort of sad, the first feeling what happened 100 years ago. It's very significant. You heard Michael D. Higgins released a statement on it, which was good to see. The sack of Balbriggan made newspapers in France the next day. I grew up in Chapel Street, 2 streets up. Clonard Street is here, is known as Sinn Féin Alley, and people from there fled up to Clonard Hill. Nellie Richardson was an old neighbour of mine. She lived till she was 101 and first hand remembered people, the women making nettle suits, people with veils trying to get shelter, watching their town burn. It was a shock, and can't imagine. I don't think anyone can understand.
And to be descriptive as well, for people of Balbriggan to think that it's where Tesco's is now. Really, they were hiding in fields,
Yeah,
looking
Clonard
down,
Hill, Niall, that's
and
right.
looking down on the town, burning,
looking
afraid
down
of their lives, and for many weeks afterwards.
with no homes to go down to, Niall. You know, your home is burning. Your jobs, where you worked, the factories, these Templar. There's, 150 people, I think, there lost their jobs.
Yeah.
To have nothing, no future, probably no dole, no social welfare.
Yeah.
So we're 100 years on now, Niall, but you can't help this feel.
But it was a turning point as well. It did, and because it made headlines around the world, and the international press were nearby at the time.
That's correct. And there was a lot of fundraising, Niall, and people from Drogheda gave money, business people from Balbriggan, Mr. Gallen and others all gave money and donated, and they gave it out up on the square. There was controls, and people needed money, they were giving out the money. I think it was 15,000 raised, Niall, and it was split up.
It does demonstrate that we can all pull together.
Yeah,
we can build a new Balbriggan, and and it can all be done again. And we should stick together. What are your hopes for Balbriggan now for the next 100 years?
Oh, next 100 years, now, like even where we stand here looking at these buildings, it looks like we were sacked yesterday. I mean, love to see that opened up, the canal opened up, the grass, the park down to the harbour. Get the Cardi, the council buy these buildings and do something with them, make them into public buildings. We need a museum, Niall. There's no museum. The memorabilia from the sack is in Swords County Hall, hidden away this weekend. It should be in the town, the room over the library there. Make it into the band room and make a museum. I'd like to see that now, but look, you have to move forward. We have to think ahead. There's big plans. I'd like to see the big plans come to fruition.
Brilliant.
Not talk about 20 million here, 30 million here. Let's do some stuff. But the people of Balbriggan the last 100 years, you're right, they got through the sack and they get stuck together. They're great people. People like Richie Nelly and that. But that's what I like to remember, and I joined the society to remember these.
That's great. So, thanks very much, Kevin.
James Lawless and Sean Gibbons. And it's great to see his family here as well. They're both families. Thanks, man.
That's great. Thanks very much, Kevin. Cheers.